caster stream. That's also on your second camera option
Hit that
here on
camera
YouTube.
button.
A great button.
Camera.
What's even greater is hearing that in-game music, getting ourselves loaded on into the Rift. Law on blue side, MME on the red. Start things off pretty much battling to see who's going to be going home empty-handed after week 1 when it comes to our national qualifiers. Teams just barreling down the mid lane. Get ourselves some early action here as MME already get themselves to that brush. Look at this, though. We might have our first full invade finally coming out here on the mainstream.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Ooh, it's not only a full invade from Sponsor Please, but look at this movement coming out from Mums Esports. They grouped up around the bottom side, and now they've split up. Otsu will actually spot out Sejuani making that movement, and they place a ward down rather late. Oh, they spot her.
Oh, jeez. Oh, just put a foot outside that brush. Get spotted. Just like that. Their plans seem to crumble a little bit early. Jeez. You just had to stay in the brush. A little too far forward.
That's the problem with invading top side is too many members have to leave late. Like if you were invading bottom side, you could probably risk it. Oh, this is cheeky. Is he going to go there? Yeah, he takes the safe path.
Good cheese, but this could be a delayed invade on to the red buff, but they opt not to.
Only 2 players. No smite. You're not going to be able to go for that delayed invade. They were just looking for, cheesy play against Cheese itself. Himself, I should say. So Atsu will start red buff. Mums Esports will know that this is happening, but they don't know if Sejuani started red or blue. Because Mums Esports weren't spotted out by wards when they went to try and brush camp there, and they did come through the river. And that could signify they've just come from a leash if Sponsor Please don't do their due diligence. There's a few things that could give it away. You know, no overheal coming out from Tristana until she started eating lane minions, things like that. But at the same time, it does seem like, or gives away the impression that they leashed the blue buff.
There, likely an early shove going to come out from the... Oh, nicely done there by Cheese, using the minion to get a quick flay off onto both members. Unfortunately, though, without that hard CC coming out from the hook, it's really hard to try and get any more damage on them.
Would have liked a Demon was positioned a little bit further forward because he could have got a lot of damage down, at least pop his passive once.
Hello,
Put
Cheese.
some pressure onto Darks.
So that's a flash forward with the taunt. All right, Drax also flashing on through. Ignite going to tick. Demon not able to connect there with the Seeker, though, and is being forced to run up toward the river. They turn this one around. One more auto attack on Drax will do it, and that's going to be first blood going on over to Demon. They trade back 1 kill. Tyne just taking these shots here from Cheese. They also have HZZ coming on over. Wants to finish off this kill. Poison's ticking, just needs to get the Twin Fangs, and there it is. Take him down midair. 2 kills going on over to the side of Law.
Galio Tristana is probably the new iteration of Tristana Alistar, where at level 2, you just have so much burst potential and damage that you could kill somebody cheekily. That's exactly what they tried to do against Demon there. Unfortunately, just didn't have enough. And I actually think what costed them the most there was the initial trade that came out from Cheese. Did enough damage over towards Darks that when they finally went for that all-in play in the bottom lane, they didn't have enough hit points to trade effectively and were over-aggressive when they finally pushed down the river. No reaction coming out from the mid laner in time or the junglers to protect them there. And what I would have liked to see is Mr. Numbers from Mums Esports started on the red side of the map. So he took red buff. He got a very easy path down, whereas this is some Kaiser coming out from HZZ.
Oh, nice flash forward, though, coming out from the body slam. HZZ wants to try and finish off the kill onto 182. Gets out to safety, though, with that flash. Cassiopeia won't fall down, but that is also a cleanse being born. Jeez, though, flash forward. Not going to connect there on the hook. A nice, quick slam away coming out from 182 will get the Sejuani to safety.
Flash still available for Sejuani as well, would have been fine. But what I was trying to say before is Sejuani started red. You know as a team, if you're picking Tristana Galio and that's your plan to go for the all-in nice and early, then you need to protect that. You're getting pushed in by Kaiser and as well as Thresh. Sejuani started red side. Why not go red to blue? Why not be there so that when you do get chased down the river, you can go for a fight?
Question here for Drax, though, is why are you so far forward when your Galio is up into the jungle? Blay was able to interrupt it. Do they have enough damage, though? No flash available for Demon. Should be able to get to safety here. Double taunt is going to land here towards the side. Atsu also going to go. Another hook comes in from Cheese. Descends is going to condemn them. And that is yet again another kill here going on to Demon on the Kaisa in the first 5 minutes.
Snowballing out of control now. And again, I really think that I think the strategy coming out was nice. It will sound. But no team communication coming out here. Gurpit now in trouble. Mums Esport forces to flash away. Atsu was there to try and capitalize on Gurpit as well.
Just a little confused here, Fish. A lot of people are just walking into melee range of each other. Not even maybe paying attention, maybe too much onto the minimap.
That part I kind of understand from Gurpit. He walked up to get the root down to force Cassiopeia to stay there while he clawed away. Kind of made sense. Or crawled away, I should say. He actually walked towards the brush instead and flashed over. Did his best to get away from the Gragas.
Look at that, though. Blast Cone was able to get 182 into position. Nice ward, though, coming out from Law. They get to safety. Both members of the team actually backing already. And just 6 minutes in, it is a 1,800 gold lead in favor of Sponsor Please. They said only 2 kills ahead. Got themselves advantages where they need it. Also for this top lane, they're starting to see a bit of a CS gap starting to form here between JLC and Zay.
That's something that we haven't touched on just yet. Camille, 26 CS at a 50 picked up by Jace. Just hit level 6. JLC doing such a good job, especially with this area, constantly poking out against Camille. We'll get the first turret plating as well. Extra 160 gold. Nice.
Gotta be very careful here. Hammer Slam could come out.
You wanted it. You wanted it right there. You could tell.
And they're trying to see whether or not they can at least force the flash out. But once he goes back into that range for him, there's always the possibility of a Shock Blast coming through.
Sad thing about this top lane here is Mums Esport could have sacked this lane if their cheeky play bottom lane worked. If Darks as well as Tinban were able to get a kill bot side, then it's okay if Camille's underneath the turret like this. But now Numbers has to force a way up towards top side.
They use the hook shock to get on in. They do trade, though. Is it a 1-for-1? Is it even worth it? Have to see. Level 6 isn't there for the Sejuani, but it was already too much damage for the Jace to handle. She's, though, going down extremely low. Dark's going to get the reset. Has Rocket Jump available. Both ADCs are able to get the kills onto the supports, but Demon still hunting.
Demon able to trade 1-for-1. He's got the BF sword in this lane, so even though the reset came out from Tristana, Darks would not have been able to jump straight back on top of his head and try and get another kill there. Just item discrepancy.
Yeah, you're going against a call right now at the moment. 600 bounty also starting to form here on Demon. Oh,
he's level 6. He's keen to go for this. He should
go for it. A Cathian Rain is there, and it's going to take down Drax underneath the turret, and look at that juicy minion wave now starting to get sacked.
So not only is Drax going to lose all the gold from those minions, but more crucially, he's going to lose all of that experience. And turret plating is going to be picked up by Demon solo. He's going to get about 160 extra gold from the turret plating. Dragon's being controlled by Sponsor Please. And just like that, they have broken this game wide open in the early game.
Because you just denied possibly around 400 to 500 gold in minions, because that was a huge minion wave dying to the tower.
Only top side is looking okay. And that's to force a dive.
Get the dive. Flash is going to get them out, though. Almost thinking about possibly going for it. Meanwhile, though, Kerprit comes over here with the Lissandra as well. MME, though, is not able to stop this. Still, the tank is there. Zay is able to get back to safety, but he still traded 1-for-1.
What a monster. JLC twice gets ganked. First by 2 members of Mums Esports, then by 3, and he takes 1 down with him, and he's setting up Cassiopeia for a kill.
Gonna come on over. Cassiopeia looking to just finish off the quick kill here. Trying to get back to safety here on Zay. Does not have a flash available, though. Gonna also use the Q. Gets a little bit more on over. Just trying to give that kill over. Does go to Atsu at least. But in the end, still gets caught out.
Look at this again for JLC. Mums Esports. What I don't understand here is they had already set this up. Gurpit was coming in for the flank. He stopped Jace from walking down to the inner turret. Why not have the patience to allow Gurpit to start taking the turret, because that's your healthiest member underneath the turret. There was no reason for Numbers to be that close to Jace, allowing him even the opportunity to get a return kill.
Here in bot lane, though, Cheese getting a little too far forward. Saw this problem with our teams in the previous game, and Cheese going to get taken down here as Drax is able to find the kill.
These are very simple mistakes as well. It's something you don't see from some of the top teams in the region because they'll have their wards down. They know exactly when they can and when they can't ward. In that situation, there was no real reason for Thresh to leave the lane. The reason being, Drax as well as Sinbun didn't show themselves bot lane. So all you really have to do is push that bottom lane in, and eventually the AD carry and support will come out from hiding. They're either at base, walking back to lane, or hiding somewhere. Furthermore, you have no eyes on Sejuani. That's 3 members of the map you don't know where they are, so unless you've got your jungler and your AD carry walking with you, no reason to be moving up the river like that. Just wait, be patient, let them come back to lane, and then go for the wards, because there's nothing you're really spotting out for. Same here.
Oh,
wait,
geez.
don't even show yourself. There's no reason to. You don't know where they are, just wait for them to come back.
Actually, that's a nice call there. They go on over to the Krugs. They're going to get some gold back onto Demon. Not going to lose out too much here. That's going to force MME. They decide to all back off. All still down there, though. They're still thinking about it. They've waited a very long time. Jeez, he's thinking. He's got a sixth sense. He knows something's up. And they're just going to get double taunted. Knock up onto the Kaisa on top of everything else. Another ultimate's going to be burned here. Demon's going to fall as Drax finishes off the kill. Does trade 1 for 1, though. Cheese underneath the tower, trying to get the play on back. It won't happen, though. It's a double kill onto Tristana.
I'm very upset by that. So that's going to be lots of damage onto the turret, potentially. The turret being broken by Mums Esports. I'll wait for them back in this match.
Well, though, Rift Herald is going to be popped up toward the top lane. They also have Demolished. I think Law have this first brick gold in their pocket, and they'll get it.
I'm still very upset by that play coming out from Law because Cheese already died to that once. Okay, they already set up for a gank there. Mums Esports wasted so much time. Think about it. Sejuani, sure, she could be in her jungle hide. Great. But Tristana and Galio had not shown themselves for an entire wave and a half. Where the hell do you think they're going to be? Like, they could be farming the jungle, but you know bottom side's already been cleared out. So they could be walking back to base from base really slowly. Or they're going to be hiding, waiting for you to do just that. You could see how Demon and Cheese postured that entire time. They knew when they walked forward. They knew someone was there. They hugged the damn wall. Don't give people this opportunity. Again, if the enemy team's not farming the wave, and you're not farming the wave, nobody's losing an opportunity. Wait for them to show themselves. Eventually they will. Go back to base, buy an item, head mid lane, do something else. Even throw out a long range hook.
They'll be able to get themselves a tower. Teleport's going to come on in from JLC. Is it going to be enough, though? Petrifying Gaze is going to look to interrupt the fight. Kabrit, though, able to get the auto attack and the damage to finish off the kill. Over toward the side, though, it's a double as Galio now joins in on the fray. Atsu going to get stunned up here. Do they go for the full dive? Even a teleport coming out here from the side of Zay, as now Cheese looks to join in on the Thresh as they look to defend now the first tier tower.
Yeah, one last round before I go back into this matches. Again, Demon and Cheese have so many ways to check brushes. Long range hooks, W's coming out from Kaisa. Impossible to dodge in those situations. You know, you can use those things to check brushes. But enough about that. That was a disaster of coming out from Sponsor, please. And this is even worse.
Cheese gets caught out. Drax is going to pick up a kill. And between the Broms and the Galios, everyone's face checking brushes.
Opal, this game was over. Sponsor, please, had won this game. Top lane in the bin. Mid lane not doing too well. And look at Kaisa. Kaisa had 5 kills and no deaths. Was doing so well in the bottom lane. And then they make 2 mistakes back-to-back bot side. Cheeky picks coming out from Mums Esports. Setting up inside the brush. Hiding inside a fog of war. And then a disaster of a gank coming into the mid lane. JLC missing his abilities because a flash came out from the Sandra at the very end. Not getting a position in time. Hates Triple Z getting caught out at the very beginning of the fight. Nothing went their way in the fight itself, but they still tried to force fights. And then again, you have 2 members already dead. Your solo lanes are dead. Why are you still trying to face check anywhere close to the objective that you know the other team is going towards? There's no way you're walking towards this dragon objective going, yeah, we just lost 2 of our solo lanes. They're not going to be there. They're not. Of course they're there. What do you think they're going to do after they kill 2 of your solo laners? They're going to go take objectives.
And Tyne has done this time and time again. if Flash is available on this Galio, you can be damn sure if he's in range, he's just going to flash forward with the taunt. Didn't have to that time because Cheese, once again, just walked too far forward. So in the end, overall, oh no, Atsu now falling prey to the same tactic as Drax goes on over the wall. It's going to force Atsu to have to body slam away, gets over to safety. HZZ also nearby, a nice casket's going to bring back Drax, has to force the flash out of the Tristan.
Tristana's still being burnt by Tristana. They're still 2,000 gold behind here. Oh, where are you going, Mr. Galio? There's a fight over there.
Hello, fight over toward the brush. As that's going to force Demon to have to back away, as that was Cheese also burning Flash.
Yeah, very nice use of the Lantern. Flash forward to get the Lantern over towards Demon, so he got out of that. Very nice play. Didn't see it on screen. Top side of the map is the saving grace right now, because JLC is still doing okay against Camille right now. Camille is a level above him.
Yeah, I was
as well.
about to say, he's a level above. Mid lane, gonna fall here. Death Sentence is gonna connect. Not gonna pull the trigger, obviously, though. That mid-tier tower gonna be taken out here, and that gives MME a chance to start expanding their influence into the jungle.
It's only 1,000 gold behind. They get 2,500 after top lane inner falls. That's not going to matter too much, and JLC's in some trouble. The collapse is coming out here. They guess wrong. They guess the wrong position.
Just run straight down the lane, the safest option. 182 is nearby. We're going to opt on over to the Krugs.
So that top lane inner turret that just fell is great for gold, but it doesn't matter too much in the grand scheme of things as long as Mums Esports gets their warding down right. That mid lane turret, though, matters so much for Mums Esports because now they've broken up a crucial part of the map that's going to allow them to roam even more effectively. All they need to do right now is buy some time for Tristana to get to 2-3 items. This is probably the weakest stage for Tristana right now. Her early game burst is not effective anymore, as other players are picking up items and getting tankier, and her late game is not online until she gets 3 items. It's the weakest time for Tristana. She is snowballing ahead, so she can get to that late game faster and be more useful, but I need to buy some time for that. They need to thank the fact that they've managed to get back to the game first, and now be patient and diligent in securing that lead later on.
Sponsors, please. Gonna go ahead and clear out this vision around the Drake. It's gonna be an Infernal joining us in about a minute. I'm gonna start setting up the vision. Really don't want to give this one on over to Mams Esports. Mams, same way. Already a Mount Drake secured earlier on by Sponsor Please. So they're able to also pick up that Infernal Drake. It'll amplify their damage for that Baron later on into the game. Both teams don't want to give up this vision.
I think that we need to see Sponsor Please start setting up. Jace doing a good job pushing out top lane. Don't think his teleports can be up in time.
Both teleports are probably not going to be there, so it'll be a 4v4.
So I'd like to see him rotate over. He can probably get a nice wave pushed into Camille's top lane inner turret, but Camille will get top lane inhibitor turret, but Camille will still get there first. So what he needs to do is back off right now, start moving over towards mid lane, which he's doing. Oh, he's going for Krubs. So never mind. Mums Esports, on the other hand, they're going to be able to control Dragon Pit here, Opal.
I'm sorry, Fish. They're just not listening to you tonight.
Mums Esports are also not going to be able to control Dragon Pit because Tristana decided to go back to base and buy a static ship. So we've come full circle, and Sponsor Please can control the Dragon Pit.
You give up pressure, well, we'll give up more pressure.
Jace rotated fairly late there, but because Mums Esports decided to back at the same time, it gives pressure over, gives the pressure away. Sponsor Please got this one. Nice and easy. Second Infernal Dragon of the game, but first one for Sponsor Please.
On top of that, you mix that in with the Mount Drake, help him out when it comes to the Baron take later on into the game here. It's 1 minute out as we're at 19 minutes. 3,000 gold lead for Sponsor Please. JLC now starting to join in with the fights. That's going to force Zaze to have to go back up toward that top lane, look to push it on in. We still have not seen, though, that miracle combo from Maps just yet, where we see that Camille jump into the back line, get on top of Demon or this Kaisa, or this Cassiopeia, mix that in with a Galio ultimate where there's no escape. Still that possibility.
We have the third teleport cooldown up for both Lissandra, Camille, as well as Jace. So this would be the perfect time to see the combo, and look at where Galio is currently positioned. They're ready for it.
Gonna jump on in, keep him on down, but it's a little too far forward. Unfortunately, though, for the Jace, can close the gap, and they don't finish off the kill. Fish, that's almost that's a near impossible combo to not screw up. Zace, though, comes on over, finishes off the kill with the flash.
Oh, guess what? They screwed it up. They still get the kill at the very end there. Took a lot of effort and they forced it. JLC coming back again. Not the best idea. They burn a lot for it. That's a flash being burnt by Camille. That's an ignite being burnt by Galio as well because of the recent changes to ignite. That will be back up in no time. So they've showcased they know exactly how to use that combo.
They just gotta do it better.
I would have expected to use it to take an objective. I thought that they might have more players up there with the Camille waiting at Fog of War to try and take the turret afterwards, or using it during a bigger skirmish to try and get more kills to force an objective. But instead they just use it for a pick onto Jace. Not the best use. Now they're going to have to wait for the cooldowns to come back up to do it again. And they don't get much except for the kill goal.
Well, turret's going to go down here as Sponsor Please is able to equal out that mid lane. You know, they themselves can get some pressure in around that jungle. They have plenty of wards up toward that top side of the map. They're littered the river with control wards. See if Fams wants to come up and try and clear that themselves. They have the numbers advantage, but they are going to see this Thresh and the Kaisa start making their way up. Is this the play in which we see happen time and time again?
The gank on the bottom lane.
With the jungler there. They're going to try it for, they say Sejuani, do they make things out on toward that Baron? It's a very quick kill, so I think they get away with this one. Sponsor Please, they're going to start making their way up top still.
The reason why I'm okay with the way that was played is Gurpit has teleport still, and they're both crowd control champions. Gurpit can still teleport into this. You can see Sejuani's already on the way. This is way too late coming out from Sponsor Please. They need to disengage now.
You have the ultimatum available. You also have the Galio nearby, but no ultimate there. They're going to jump on in. Baron goes on over, but at what cost? Now the fight's going to finally break out there. They find the kill on for Camille. Now they dive on in. The CC's going to rain on through. Law, though, they're going to keep on chasing to just run into their deaths, though. Kapurt, though, able to do it, but can it be enough? Over toward the side, Demon's able to pick up another kill. Wants to try and get back over to safety. Able to flash away. He's going to go underneath the tower and gets to safety.
I was wrong. It actually works out for them, and now JLC's coming to the fight as well.
Wants to jump in, able to get stunned mid-air, though. Demon comes on over once again to finish off the kill. Hammer Slam's going to find the slow. In the end, it's an ace for Sponsors Please. How do they get away with this?
What I was going to say is I was okay with the gank setup bot lane because Sponsor Please were not set up and ready for this Baron. I can't talk just yet. There's a teleport behind them.
Say's going to come on over. Just wants to finish off this kill. Demon, though, able to escape. Leg sweep comes on through the stacks, though. Oh! Demon! The damage has the Rage Blade, has the Infinity Edge, and says, get out of here.
Mums Esports has a jungler and a mid laner with plenty of crowd control. They can force a pick onto such a squishy split pusher like Jace. I think they were a little bit too slow to the punch. They allowed Jace to get way far back before forcing that fight. And they waited for Lissandra to recall first. I would have much rather, if they were ready going into that play, to immediately dash Sejuani towards Baron buff, have all three other members there, and Lissandra ready to fight a 4-on-4 right away. They needed to start that fight when Baron was at half of its hit points. But they didn't get there in time. So Sponsor Please, make the right decision a little bit late, reacting to the pick onto towards Jace instead of proactively anticipating that Sejuani was going to go down for a gank there. However, they made the correct call at the end of the day, which is to continue to burst down the Baron, take it for themselves, and then Demon just comes out clutch. Him and Cheese did so well. Now Gurpit's in trouble.
Demon, a little bit aggressive there. The Claw will get her back to safety. Looking for the quick burst, but not finding it. A little bit early for that. Meanwhile, though, third Elemental Drake here for Sponsor Please. We're going to go ahead and start that one up, and that's quick now. Once you have that Rage Blade completed on the Kaisa, you got yourself the Mounted Infernal. Objectives are starting to get shredded along with that Cassiopeia.
And now the gimmick that Mums Esports had that they could use very effectively in the mid-game, it's not going to be as relevant anymore. Camille is not tanky enough to start these fights. They're going to try and...
Going to go into the back. Redemption gets popped. Ultimatum's going to separate the fight. Galio's going to rejoin onto the back line, and Demon gets taken on down. There we go. MME. They finally find that miracle fight they were looking for, and they'll find themselves an ace for one member.
And you know what? Camille is not tanky enough to start these fights, but Sejuani definitely is, especially when you get a full initiation onto JLC, a very squishy champion everyone's just going to pile on in after that. That's exactly what they do. Poor positioning coming out from Sponsor Please. Over-aggressive at the exact wrong time. Mom's Esports are going to take an inhibitor for this.
Yeah, that's a Tristana. She'll shred these apart. And just like that, MME are able to just swing the game back. Even though they're down 3,000 gold, they'll be the first team to break an inhibitor at 25 minutes.
Look at JLC. He's way too far forward here. Gets caught out by Sejuani, locked down, and then that combo we saw previously, Camille and Galio jump into the back lines. If it was Camille and Galio who started that fight, it would not have worked, because Sponsor Please could have disengaged. But the fact that Sejuani got such a perfect initiation, because JLC was too far forward, it means that that gimmick they have of the Camille Galio ultimate still works, because everybody's focused on trying to make sure JLC stays alive, which is near impossible with such a good initiation. And Drax, although doesn't have the exact amount of gold that Kai'Sa has, is pretty damn close. That's 2 Zeal items complete within an Infinity Edge. That is a very strong Tristana at this point in time. Demon had the upper hand for so long, went for a QSS so he couldn't get jumped on by Sejuani. Doesn't matter. You can't QSS out of the combo of Galio as well as Camille.
Fortunately for Sponsors Please, not able to keep up that pressure in mid lane. They end up getting taken down here. They lose a lot of pressure. Baron's going to be coming up in another minute 30. They have to deal with this mid lane now, always going to be pushed in against them. Saw here from MME, they can finally find that combo they're looking for. Did help out though, that for Law Atsu got a little bit panicky during the fight, ended up actually ulting his own teammates, thinking that they were his opponents. I was wondering why that fight was so condensed, no one was getting spread out. Oops. A little bit of a whoops there. Still has a second chance go. Game is not finished until those Nexuses fall. We're going to have Baron up in a minute.
I want to see more protection coming out for Kai'Sa, and I want to see Demon play this fight a little bit slower. In that last push, of course, they were jumped on. You couldn't really anticipate that a fight was going to start. But they should never have been that far forward without the vision to spot any side flanks coming through anyway. No reason to be that far forward. I mean, they didn't get caught by a side flank. Yes, eventually, the remainder of the team came through. But Mr. Numbers just walked straight down the middle and threw out a Sejuani. I'd much rather Demon come into these fights late because he has the damage for later.
Jumps on in, but they jump into 1v3, but here comes Demon on the Kai'Sa, able to rejoin in on the fight. They take down Cheese though. Demon able to kite on back, gets knocked up now from behind. They're able to get back to the safe. A beautiful flash from Demon, able to reposition themselves on the Kai'Sa. Drax now taken down extremely low, has to back off here as 182 is just running for the hills, flashes away. Atsu body slam forward. Able to get that flash out, up toward top lane though. Demon able, you taunt him, he's just going to keep auto-attacking you. Meanwhile though, the minions were able to take down the mid lane tower, but here comes the turnaround here on the side of Kerprit. Able to find the kill onto the Jace. Finishes off Atsu as well. Double kill for Drax.
Atsu making some pretty critical mistakes during these fights. It still goes in favor of Sponsor Please, but it's an even trade at the end. I say it's in favor of them because they do force the rest of Mum's Esports
They
back
have
to
Cassio
base.
and a Kai'Sa.
But teleports come in.
Teleport's going to come in as well. They start this up, though. Look how fast they shred this part. Kerprit, though, is just around the corner. He's going to pop on in. He says, hey, you're doing this right now, but the damage here, Law can just take this Baron.
They're going to try to. Tristana's on the way as well, but that's gone. Sponsor Please do trade evenly. Great hook on towards Tristana. They follow up the fight against the rest of the squad. Some small micro mistakes here and there, but they got what they wanted with 3-for-2 trade, keeping their carries alive. And as you mentioned, Cassio for Kai'Sa, they take down Baron so quickly. Reacting really well to Gerpit coming into the Baron pit to try and stop that. Killing him, taking Baron. Mum's Esports, they can get these catches all they want, but they need to do something to hold on to a lead when they get it.
They're still down 5,000 gold. And we get ourselves our first pause of our game. We didn't have a pause in Game 3. I knew something was mission.
How dare he disconnect?
But we resume anyway.
The magic of spectator delay. Takes about 2 seconds to get back into a pause if it's less than 15 minutes.
Oh, you jinxed it.
No!
JLC looks like he's got a
JLC.
connection issue there, so we'll take a peek on that one and see exactly what's going on here. Quick reminder, it's 29 minutes into the game. Currently, kill totals do favor MME, but they are down 6,000 gold. Baron is available here for Sponsor Please. All they need is one good fight, get a couple kills, should be able to take down an inhibitor. Let's go ahead and take a little bit of look back on some of the fights so far.
This was this Baron fight. Sponsor please were able to start. See, a little bit late. Imagine if Lissandra had teleported much earlier than that. Because that, she got there right as Baron went down. And think about it, that was 8 seconds to go back to base, to heal back up to full and get all the mana back up. That was a big clutch play from Cheese here as well, locking down Gurkha so they got the kill onto him. Allowed Demon to stay alive, which was crucial because he was able to kite out from this as well. That kept the Baron buff from the side of Sponsor please. Demon didn't go down, so that's an extra Baron buff for the team. JLC coming in the back to clean up this fight. Again, great move from MME Esports to start this. They knew that as soon as they started the fight bot lane, they had to get towards that Baron quickly, just didn't do it quickly enough. And a Sponsor please, yes, got to the Baron a little bit later than we would have expected, but made the right choice to commit to it, knowing they had enough damage that MME Esports was going to take too long to get there.
Out of the pause there, we saw Sponsor please able to pick up their second Infernal Drake of the game. 4 Elemental Drakes now secured for themselves. Still one more to come up before we have that Elder Dragon, but now 2 Infernals on top of that Cassiopeia and that Kaisa damage. You really now have to hope that your Galio ultimate is coming on in, or that taunt finds both Kaisa and a Cassiopeia during these team fights. They're also now respawning here for Law as well. They don't have to worry about super minions pushing in toward their base from mid lane. Still have this Baron buff for probably about a minute here left on Demon.
I like the call. They're picking on towards the bottom lane inner turret. It's a free objective to take. MME Esports shouldn't be looking for a fight there unless they get a very similar engage to what they had against JLC at the start.
Red team's turret
It'd be
has
very
been
difficult for
destroyed.
them to try and stop the push, so that's all the inner and outer turrets taken down. Good use of the Baron buff there. Very similar items for our AD carries as well. Guardian Angel opted instead of the Mercurial Scimitar for Darks. Next item coming out from Demon will be the Guardian Angel as well, holding onto a stopwatch at the moment. Lots of utility, lots of ways to try and avoid the numerous crowd control abilities that are coming out from MME Esports this late into the game.
Oh, look here. Nice pickup with the Galio ultimate. That's a lot committed here. Sure, you get the kill, but that's 4 members.
They still have Sejuani ultimate here, though, Opal.
They also have that Frozen Tomb that they go for as well. And they're going to go ahead and engage. Demon has to cleanse away, gets over to safety, able to make it a Cathian Rain on top of the Camille. But guess what? That Tristana is still plenty alive. There comes the knockup. There's the explosive charge. Double kill on for Darks. Demon's not able to turn it around. Triple kill. Gonna jump on, and you know what's gonna be. Another one, a full ace coming in from MME.
And I don't understand. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. He got fooled twice. The exact same spot that JLC died in the first team fight for Sponsor Please. He dies again. This time caught out by the Camille first and the Galio combo. And yes, MME Esports, they got the pick mid lane. Great. They used a fraction of their crowd control to get that pick. Just the Camille ultimate and just the Galio ultimate for it. The rest of the crowd control was still available. Frozen Tomb from Lissandra was able to jump in first, get the lockdown, then use the Zhonya's, and they still had Sejuani's ultimate available.
They're going to try this.
JLC needs to just clear the minions and try and hope that that's enough.
Gets enough, has the Edge of Night. Is going to get popped there. Redemption's also going to come on through. Cheese is able to stop the push as well. That's going to force MME to have to back off and regroup.
The second thing is Sponsor Please. Your Jace just got caught out again. I know you want to try and push for the turret, but you don't have enough time. It's going to turn into a full-blown fight. At least be prepared for that. They weren't ready for Griffith to jump in first. They weren't ready for the follow-up crowd control that came in after. I understand that Sponsor Please was trying to make the most out of their Baron buff and split, keep Jace in the mid lane and the rest of the team bot side, but the range that MME Esports have for initiation here is too high. We're 30 minutes into the match. You can't afford to have one of your players caught out like that. At least Demon has a QSS. Has the Mikhail's Crucible coming out from Thresh, a Lantern available if he gets caught out. There's nothing for JLC if he gets hit by any forms of crowd control, especially if he gets hit by Camille's ultimate.
We got Baron now coming up in 80 seconds. Law going to go ahead, push in this mid lane. They also secured themselves the red buffs, so just taking away what they can from MME. Still have to worry about those super minions, though. They're going to keep pouring in toward their base, so they have to make a decision here. Do you find a fight, or do you just back off, Let this Baron be taken. Feel like, though, he can't turtle that hard.
Pass is going back to base. You expect 6 items. There's the Guardian Angel picked up. Tristana is not too far behind. Instead of a Mercurial Scimitar, he's got the QSS, so plenty of utility. Knight's Vow being picked up as well.
There's also 2 GAs here on the side of MME. One of them being that Camille. Doesn't matter. Can just look to dive in. Ooh, that Shock Blast, though. Just chunked out both of those members. Redemption is there to get the heal, but they won't have that available for the fight.
JLC's going for another one as well. That's going to be a lot of damage with their Shock Blast combo.
They're going to keep on going. Oh no, MME! It's the ultimate betrayal. The Blast Cone separates the team, and it's just panic. Can they turn this around? The casket is just going to keep them just separated all over the place, and all of them in stasis. They're just going to go ahead, teleport down to the bot lane. It's a quadra kill coming out for Demon.
Who hit that Blast Cone?
Oh no.
Whoever hit that Blast Cone just performed the ultimate anime betrayal, knocking 2 players into the team of Sponsor Please. What the heck was that?
And Sponsor Please just got possibly the game handed to them by MME. That's an exposed inhibitor. They have themselves about 8 minions. Death timers right now are 30 seconds.
MVP for this game is the Blast Cone. I don't care what you say. Blast Cone just won MVP after that. How does a game that was back and forth like this end on a bloody plant?
Tying going to try and come in and keep the game alive. Is in stasis. Team is starting to come back up, though. Sejuani will be available, but it's too late. Too late. The Nexus has fallen, and Sponsors Please, they just get a free win.
How does that happen?
I don't know.
The game was on a knife's edge.
It was so close.
It was back and forth. Sponsor Please push forward. Great play by Mums to catch out Jace. Mums Esports push back. Demon comes out clutch with the Quadra. Great hooks onto Tristana. Who wins, you know?
No
5 6-item members.
Or
one Blast Cone.
Or one.
One Blast Cone.
One explosive boy. Oh, jeez. I don't know what we just watched, Fish. Oh my god. I want to see a replay of that. I want to see. Can we see a replay of that?
Please get a replay.
Can we see a replay? I want to see who auto attack that.
I don't think we can. But
you know what we can do? I can. I can.
Oh boy, later.
We'll
Bring it
please.
in during the break.
Please.
I need to know who the culprit was of that.
Let's see.
Oh, we do.
Oh,
we have
come
it.
on. Come
No.
in. Who is it? Who does it? Oh, Drax, you don't. Come here! And you see the rest of the fight, they just pour on in, and it looks good, but there's a beautiful barrel that comes on through. Demon just shreds them. Oh. Zay, he had one job, and that was to Camille ult the squishy members and let Galio come in on top of you. Instead, literally cliffhanger ending at the end of a seasonal anime there.
Who do you give MVP to there? I know I said Blasco needs it, but how?
You know, if we're talking seriously, I thought Demon during the fights did pretty well in the Kaisa with some good positioning.
Yeah, you can't give it to Jace, unfortunately. He got caught out too much.
Yeah. Atsu had some pretty
whiffy fights.
Pretty whiffy barrels. I think it's Demon.
It's either Demon or Thresh.
Cheese got caught out so much.
I
know.
Yeah, Cheese has to be Demon.
It has to be Demon.
I can get it. But I just hope that we give it to the Blast Cone. Really?
I don't know if they have that.
Can Camille get the MVP despite losing?
Can he get a negative MVP but still giving it?
No.
Oh.
Disaster. I'm upset because that was actually a very...
It was a really good game.
There were a lot of mistakes being made. You have to say, like, a lot of mistakes were made, but it was still a fun game to watch.
I don't have words, Fish. I don't have words. That was not how it was supposed to end.
Top 5 anime betrayals.
Oh, that's going into the top 5. Something. Going into a fail compilation.
That better be on the Penta.
Oh, we might have to send that in. We might have to actually send that.
Tweet at LOL Esports. Rivington, put this on the Penta, please. The Blast Cone betrayal.
We'll have our post-game stats here in a second. It doesn't even matter how much damage they did because it was just.
No. Look, you can.
And you can't even have the auto attack on those. It doesn't happen.
You can break down that game as much as possible. There were a lot of mistakes and a lot of great plays being made by both teams. But at the end of the day, when it came down to a big 50-50 fight that could have gone either way depending on who played it better, unfortunately, Mums Esports makes a critical mistake. It knocks 2 of their members into the squad. And sponsor, please, fair play, punished it. Punished it very well as well. The follow-up on that team fight was great. As you said, Atsu got a good ultimate. We saw Thresh hit a really nice hook onto a Tristana who was mid-air in a rocket jump, locking her down throughout the fight. Demon, who got the MVP, also dashed into the back line at the very end there.
Yeah, sitting on a 17-4-4 record, almost 80% kill participation, and then a ton of damage to go on top of it. Second MVP for sponsor, please, here too. So Demon showing up here from the moving away from his previous team, joining this new organization, doing pretty well for himself. And personally, I think we gotta go get
Well, we had
my heart actually hurts right now.
the FunPlus Twitter account. You know,
Oh, we could just scribble it out.
Can we please scribble over the MVP again and put Blast Cone MVP? Please?
Oh.
I don't know. I'm sorry, but I don't know what to say about that game. That was just...
Well, you won't have to say any more, Fish, as we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. When we come back, though, it's Hey Gaming taking on Don't Mind. We'll be right back.